Welcome to the Thin Blue Line Outdoors Podcast.
This pig came battling.
Just ended up puking last night. It sucked.
Whoa! Ah! We gut it, we wrap it in tinfoil, throw it over the fire.
Line out 2023, and I'm here with a good friend, longtime friend, Kody Gravitt. He's been on the podcast a couple times or just once?
A few times.
A couple times, that's what I thought. Couple times, and he is now an official team member of TBLO. He's already, like I said, he's already been on the channel a couple times with some videos, turkey hunting content and stuff. And Kody and I have been football teammates and friends since high school, so grade school. So yeah, it's about time we have him actually on the team officially. And yeah, we're looking forward to the Deer and Beer Fest that we're heading to. And as you listen to this podcast, we're going to be doing a couple more podcasts, all being released out in September, going into season. I'm hoping we do once a week podcast again, especially when the deer season starts. You know, we'll do weekly updates, and we always do our weekly vlog. So that's coming down the future. Again, it's August 25th as we record this, and we can't wait for deer season. I'm going to have Kody kind of introduce himself and kind of bring up his hunting background and how your past season went.
All right. This is, I think, my third or fourth time on the podcast. I love being part of this, and I appreciate Kody bringing me on here. It's been an honor to be a part of it, and I've seen everything and how it's grown, and it's an amazing team to be a part of. But I started hunting when I was a kid. Dad took me squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, where we started at, and we moved to Alaska. Got to see some of the big game stuff, and as a kid, I couldn't get enough of it. You know, I absolutely loved it. So we moved back home. Dad got out of the military, and we moved on the farm, and then I got introduced in the world of whitetail hunting, and that bug bit me, and it's never released so far. And 2013, I started bow hunting. I killed my first deer 5 minutes into bow hunting, and it was hooked. You know, it was like Cupid's arrow. I was done. After that, I can't get enough. I think about it. I dream about it. My wife hates hearing about it, but you know, it is what it is. But no, I've been very fortunate to kill multiple deer with my bow. I've killed a lot, and I've been blessed to kill some nice deer, and I've yet to kill a turkey with my bow. That's on the list, and a pig as well. But no, I'm just excited to be a part of it, and I appreciate the opportunity.
And then, yeah, so again, Kody and I have been friends since high school, and I think I remember when you started bow hunting, because like I had already been bow hunting at that time, and I remember that you were always a gun hunter before that.
Yep.
And I remember I was like, dude, bow hunting's where it's at. You got to get into it. And I remember you telling me, hey, I got a bow this year. I plan on doing it. And yeah, and then throughout, you know, going to college, and after I graduated college and stuff, us talking every year, and you always had deer pictures and always hunting. That, and one thing that is pretty cool, and you know, one thing with the team, I've been able to get some of the guys who only hunt local. I've been able to get them to start traveling to hunt. Well, you've already started doing that on your own, going to Missouri and stuff.
Yep. Every year I try to go do something. I try to go out of state. I try to either go hog hunting, or I try to go hunt in a different state. And I've been very fortunate with the jobs that I've had. I've been able to do things like that. I've went down to Missouri. I've killed deer down there. I've killed turkey down there this past spring, and it was the first one I've killed in 7 years. It broke my dry spell, and it was an amazing experience. I can't wait to get out and go do some other out-of-state hunts and just kind of broaden my horizon a little bit.
Yeah, I know. And I think Kyle kind of told the story on the podcast before, but you guys' Oklahoma hog hunt, your huge hog you killed.
Oh, it was an absolute monster. Absolute monster. I don't know how we fit it in the back of the ATV. It was so big. Mm-hmm. I think dressed it was like 12 pounds.
Yeah. I just remember when you posted that on Facebook, I could see the toe of your boot in the picture. Yeah. So I knew from reference, I'm like, oh, that's a small pig.
Oh, it was, yeah. It was the one only pig. I think about 20 of them came out, and they were all piglets.
Mm-hmm.
And the mom was behind the feeder, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get on her.
Mm-hmm.
And we had like a little flashlight. Actually, it was my headlamp. My buddy Dakota was holding, and trying to get on the pig. And I picked one out, and I said, "That's the one I want." I shot it, and I got up to it. I'm like, "Oh God, what did I do?" I shot a bacon seed.
But you guys had a rough hunt that
It was rough,
trip, right?
It was rough. I definitely didn't bring the clothes for. I'm like, it's Oklahoma. It can't get that cold.
Mm-hmm.
It was that cold. I was freezing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was rough. I think out of the group, I think we only shot 6 pigs
Mm-hmm.
out of 5 guys. It was definitely challenging.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't shooting fish in the barrel like you see on TV.
Yeah.
I had to work for it.
Yep. And then obviously you guys had success turkey hunting this year. I know the video, you can see it here on our channel right now, with Kody in it. It would be the spring 2022 turkey season, Illinois public land. Cody's in it along with Ronnie and then team member Kyle. So if you guys want to watch a past hunt of Cody's, feel free to go to the channel and watch that hunt. I know you had a chance in that video. You killed a tree.
Oh, I murdered that tree.
He smoked it.
It was dead.
Yeah. So anyway, how'd your last deer season go, Kody?
So last deer season was a little different. I approached things differently. I was kind of more picky about it, and I was also going through the academy for the Department of Corrections, so I didn't have a lot of time to hunt or as much as I would like to, and so I tried to be as choosy as possible. I had some really good encounters with some great deer. I ended up killing 3. I killed a buck and 2 does, and I couldn't be happier with what I did, and I had fun. I kind of went back to the roots, and I quit taking it as serious, and I just wanted to have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
And going into this year, I think that's my goal. I haven't done as much work this year into it. I haven't put as much work into it, and I just want to sit back and enjoy it, and I want to get my kids involved with it this year, and I just want to kind of have fun with it and see what happens.
Yep. Well, going into this year, I know. So Kody and I have been talking, and this is all of Illinois right now. We're in a drought. Everybody's, I know, probably worried. If you got food plots, you're worried about it. I know I am. And then I know we talked yesterday. We both have properties with creeks running through them, and we're both. I know. I'm not for sure if mine's dried up or not. My assumption is it is. I don't know if you checked yours or not.
When I went and hung my mock scrapes, I hung the hemp rope and put some scent on them and made some scrapes and did that this year and did the cameras and got everything ready. And once I did that, I checked the creek and it was dry at the time. We have gotten some rain, but I was planning on doing my food plot the beginning of July, middle of July, and it was too dry, and I'd have to pump water in, and it would just didn't happen this year. So I'm hoping that some of my chicory and clover and stuff I planted last year is still doing good, and then hopefully that'll bring them in, but if not, I'm just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yep. Understandable. I know. I planted. You guys probably would have saw it. I think we posted a little video of Ryan came over and we worked on my food plot. It's established clover plot, and I just mowed it. I had mowed it before Ryan came over, and then I sprayed it with some Cuthadime to kill all the weeds out of it, all the grasses. And then I went back over a week or 2 later, right before we got like 3 weeks ago, we got a whole bunch of rain here in Illinois. We had a week of solid rain. That was the last rain we've gotten. Right before that rain, I broadcasted a mixture of more clover, some chicory, and some oats. And last week I went and checked on them, and they are germinating, but it's been hot and dry since, so I am a little worried about it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's supposed to get back down to the 80s starting this weekend, going into the week. So at least it won't be as unbearable hot, but we could really use some water.
Oh, water would be fantastic right now. I love clover and I love chicory. That's one of my 2 favorite things to plant in food plot. It seems that early season's great, late season's great, and that's always been the ticket for me.
And I'll kind of talk about my hunting season plans here soon, but I'll give you a heads up. So if you have any questions about where I think the team's going or anything like that. Just if you want to start thinking about that, and then, but I'll go ahead and start talking about my plans for the 2023 deer season. So again, pretty pumped about deer season. Just the time we live for. With my work, it's a good and a bad thing. I volunteered to be on call the first 2 weeks of October, so I can't leave Fulton County is where I live. I can't leave Fulton County, but all the properties I hunt are in Fulton County except for one. So, and that's the new lease we picked up. Like I said, that's not in Fulton County. So I can't hunt that property right now. So the other guys who have the lease, they're going to get first dibs on it, which hopefully they can smack some deer down. We got some good bucks running the property, according to my stealth cam. So again, hopefully they have some success and knock some deer down. And at least one of those guys I know, actually two of the guys that will be hunting that will be filming. Two of them are team members, Kyle Orrig and then Garrett Snyder. So hopefully they'll put some deer down and get it on film, and that'll hit the channel. So I'm going to be focusing staying at home. Right now I don't have any big bucks daylighting or on pattern yet, which again, it's August 25th, so we got a while before that's probably going to happen anyway. Be September 15th or after before I start really looking at that. So anyway, we will be focusing on that. I'll be staying close to home, and I'll be trying to get some does down. Probably hunt the home property and then another property I have mainly. And if I if I can knock down at least one early doe, I like to get some meat in the freezer. Because I'll tell you right now, we are running low on some deer meat in the Johnson household. So we'll see how that goes. But other than that, we're gonna be hitting it hard. I'll be taking off most of November like I normally do. Excited for that. But I'd say the main difference the TBLO Outdoors is going to have this deer season is I have made it a requirement for this deer season, and I haven't for my team members. I have zero requirements until this year. As a requirement now this year is you need to produce me or film enough content for me to make one vlog. Most team members will kill at least one deer. So obviously I'll make a episode out of that harvest if you get one deer. But even if a team member doesn't kill a deer for the year, they usually get enough content if they film all their hunts where I can produce some kind of video out of it, even if it's not towards the end of the year. But I think last year every team member minimal killed at least a doe. So I'm not worried about that. But it'd be nice to get more faces involved with the channel. Last year you always see me, and then you've always seen Ryan and Ryan and Jesse. They're redneck in the red coat, and then you see Kyle, and then we're the main ones who always put in film out there. My brother-in-law is a little bit, and then Nate kind of helps more behind the scenes, but he's been in a couple videos as well. But it's nice now where you might get to see Kody's hunts, some Jared's hunts, Steve's hunts, a couple other guys, because they put deer down every year. They just never really filmed it, so they're all going to start filming this year, and it'll be good to have more content coming. And last year I forget how many vlogs we had during deer season. I think 12. And I think 10 out of 12 had harvests or kills in them. And if I could have a harvest in every vlog, I would like that. It doesn't always happen that way. But I try to at least keep it action packed every vlog, where you're not just not watching the sunset on YouTube and stuff. We actually want some deer put down and stuff. And then I got a couple other guys who I'm probably going to start doing some waterfowl hunting and start maybe filming that, so maybe we get some different content to hit the channel too. And I'm just excited about that, and that hitting the season. Kody, you have any questions about the brand or anything, where the team's going, you think?
So the whole filming thing is foreign to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like last year, I filmed the first deer ever. A buddy stood over my shoulder with a phone and recorded it. It was the first deer ever I shot on camera, and it was exciting. I'm like, man, this is something I've never done. I took it home. I showed my kids. I showed my wife. Like, I put it on the social media. I'm like, man, I love this. This is awesome. So this is going to be new. I'm like, the filming side of it, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm glad that you guys have been doing this for a little while, because I want to pass these memories down to my kids and my grandkids, and show them that what I did and what I love doing, my passions. And I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm hoping you guys can help a lot.
Oh yeah, 100%. And we're going to be talking about it later on in September, kind of giving some team members some stuff I'm looking for and stuff. But when I made this channel, one thing I had brought up, if at minimum, if we get this out of it, then it's a success. Whereas where we can pass down our memories and our kids can watch these hunts. And again, I sound like a broken record here. I brought this up, but when I grew up in a hunting family. I know so did you, and I loved hearing the stories from my dad and my grandpa and my uncle and stuff, talking about the deer they've harvested or some of the other big game animals and stuff. My dad's been traveling out of state to hunt forever now. I remember I couldn't wait till I get home, whether or not he killed anything or not, just to hear the stories. So, and they always had pictures, and pictures are awesome, but how cool would it have been is, they come back and tell me about their story, and they go, hey, you want to watch it?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It would have been, so cool. And, back then, the video cameras are a lot different than what we got now, but that's one thing that's nice. Since having my kids, I've killed multiple nice bucks, a whole bunch of does, several big game animals now, and it's going to be nice where later on, God forbid something happens to me, at least, my kids will be later on and can go watch Dad on YouTube and, relive those moments and those hunts. And honestly, it's kind of, my daughter's not in a lot of my videos, but she is in some, and I've been able to see her grow up just through the videos. Like, I'm happy to have that documented, so, I'm watching her grow up, I'm happy to have that. So that's the main thing about it. Filming, I'm not very picky when it comes to the film. I know most of the team members just be using like GoPro type cameras. I always look at Ryan, the red coat, when it comes to those type of videos, because he's filming with 2 GoPros, and honestly, I really think he does a really good job. Like, he does the best to his abilities with only using GoPro, because there's limitations when using those POV cameras. You can't really zoom in, but he does a good job with it. So a lot of times I tell people, hey, watch any of the videos Ryan's filming himself, because he does a good job. And I don't expect every team member. It's a lot easier for them to drop money on a GoPro that's $300 to $500, depending on which one they buy, compared to my camera, where I dropped, I forget if I dropped $1,500 or $1,600 on it. I don't expect other people to do that. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that you to start filming, because I know you always put deer down. So I'm excited for that. Not to put pressure on you this year.
Oh, there's no pressure. I'm just doing what I love to do.
So yeah, I'm really excited about that. We're going to watch a wreck, or be in a wreck here. As you probably can tell, we're driving right now. Again, heading to the Deer and Beer Fest. But super excited about that. Anything else you have? Questions?
So what are your plans, and what are your kind of goals going into this season? I mean, what do you want to see the team members accomplish, and what would mark the 2023-2024 season as a success in your book?
Honestly, if every team member, because I do think every team member is going to produce a vlog, but if every team member could get a kill on camera, because I'll use my brother-in-law for example. I made a vlog with him last year. He killed a doe, and he got everything but the shot on camera. And he did a really good job storytelling and stuff. He just didn't get the shot on camera because it happened so quick. It would be cool if every team member gets at least one animal on film, the harvest, the shot, because it's tough to do, and you're gonna feel, even if it's a doe, you're gonna feel good about doing it. If every team member could do that, that'd be awesome. Because it's a tough accomplishment, but I think it can be done. It took me a while. It took me a couple deer to get the actual shot on film. I think it's a doable team. But other than that, I do want to spend more time this year actually filming others. We haven't really done that because everybody's so precious about their stand time, and I understand it completely. because again, that's kind of my me time as well. I know I personally would like to spend some more time where, hey, I'm gonna go. I'll jump in the stand with you, and I'm just filming you, or and vice versa. If somebody kills out early, and they want to, hey, I still want to hunt, but I filled my freezer. I don't need any more deer. Heck, jump with me or jump with somebody else. That would be cool. That would be cool to have that. But I just really we have grown tremendously in this off season, and again, it's the off season. This is our slow time, and we've had a good amount of growth. So I just am so excited for deer season. It's busy work. I am constantly hunting or editing, and then among with all the other stuff I do. So it is busy work, but I'm just really excited for season to be that busy and start seeing where the brand can grow. And I have some good ideas for the future. We just gotta make this. Got to get a little bigger and maybe get a little cash flow going in the background because right now we're getting people buying merch, and I appreciate that. But it's just to run a website, paying for the editing softwares, buying the merchandise, all up front. It's there's some cost to it, and it would be nice if we get a little bit of cash flow.
Yeah, that's always the goal.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions, Kody?
No. So I mean, we see a lot of videos. I mean, a lot of guys love deer hunting. I mean, that's what United States. That's probably the number one hunted animal, so white-tailed deer. The one thing you don't see, and like I watch YouTube videos, and like my wife probably hates me the amount of deer hunting and hunting videos in general I watch. It's part of it's everything I am. It's who I am, and the one thing you don't see a lot is like small game hunting. Mm-hmm. You don't see a lot of squirrel hunting. You don't see a lot of rabbit hunting on YouTube, and it's just, I mean, that's what I grew up doing. That was my bread and butter. I loved it. Going out with Grandpa and going out with Dad, and that was my favorite thing in the world to do. And that's what I'd like to get my kids doing it. And I'd like to get them started out this year doing it. And I'd like to film it. Mm-hmm. I'd like to put some of that out there, just kind of, throw something different out there, mm-hmm. to get people inspired to be out in the woods and enjoy the great outdoors and, get outside mm-hmm. and break the monotony of work. And, I'm excited. Yeah,
and speaking on that aspect, so, when I was coming up with the name Thin Blue Outdoors, I was thinking of some different names, and some of the names I was thinking of had, whitetail in it or whatever like that, because, I mean, that's my bread and butter. I love hunting everything, but my passion is big game, especially whitetail deer. But the reason we kind of went with Thin Blue Outdoors, other than the policing aspect, is we're all outdoorsmen, and not everybody a part of the team are big whitetail guys. I'm going to use Ray for example. Ray, who's on a team member, he diehard duck guy, waterfowl guy, diehard. He took me on my first snow goose hunt, and I was able to get my first snow goose, and had a great time doing that. And he's probably going to film some waterfowl content. I would love to have some small game content, and I actually don't know, other than like trapping raccoons and stuff, I actually don't think I have any small game videos yet. And it's not, and I do it, I just don't do it as often, just because I'd rather hunt deer, to be honest with you. Yeah, that'd be awesome to get some small game content on the channel. And I know, it'd just be a good time. I think we did some squirrel hunting together when we were young. You and I and Zach Zimmerman and Brian Reed, I think.
Yeah.
So, it'd be awesome to get some small game stuff on the channel. Well, I think we're getting close to 30 minutes. Getting pretty close. We're going to go ahead and get off here. Again, we are heading to the Deer and Beer Fest. By the time you listen to this, you missed it. So it is what it is. I think Nate and I are going to get on a podcast later on and kind of describe our expo season. This is the first year we've done any expos. Had a blast doing them. We had a blast at the Peoria show, the Deer Classic, and I'm sure we're gonna have a blast this weekend here at the Deer and Beer show. We were there yesterday. Kody helped me set up, and it was nice. It looks like there's some big names there. Met a couple people, and again, we're just excited for it. So it's a good way to introduce Kody to the team. Like first thing as a team member he gets to do is be part of this.
That's exciting.
So.
For sure.
Again, we're excited for it. I'm probably going to spend some money here at the show that we don't need to spend, and hopefully make some new friends and have a good time. So I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, to the podcast, and all the social media, all that good stuff. To my fellow law enforcement and first responders, hey, be safe, keep your head on a swivel, and do what you got to do. Everybody else, have a good deer season this year, and be safe out there.